Love is Blind Season 4 has announced they are bringing Netflix its first ever live reunion show. What has happened since filming the show? Not even the hosts know. Hey guys, it's Kayla Thompson. Welcome back to another Love is Blind panel here at Shared News. Before we get into it, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'm here once again with Kayla Galloway. KG, how are you? It's another Love is Blind panel with the Kaylas. I'm excited.
I am great. Thank you. Once this Love is Blind live reunion news happened, I'm already planning my watch party. What type of wine do I need to
Love that.
get? Get that popcorn. I'm ready for it.
Listen, I'm ready for it too. I'm intrigued by this whole announcement. Let's just go ahead and break it down for everyone. As a first for this series and for, I guess, Netflix as a platform, Love is Blind Season 4 will have its very first live reunion show Sunday, April 16th. And in the little promo they posted, they have, Nick and Vanessa driving home the fact that even they don't know what's going to happen. And a few of the cast members are saying there's already a lot to talk about, and with it being live, anything can happen. So, what were your thoughts when, they first announced that they were doing this live reunion show?
Yeah, I mean, no shade, but maybe a little shade. I don't think Nick and Vanessa
Mm.
normally knows what's going on at a reunion, so I don't think this will be much different.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think it's something new. I mean, after the altar really kind of bombed the last two seasons, in my
Mm.
opinion. So maybe this is kind of a push to be more
Mm.
real time. We'll kind of see kind of what follows that. But I think it's a step in the right direction and it'll
Yeah.
really point to maybe other Netflix reality shows or just shows in general. Oh, not
Mhm.
shows in general, that doesn't work, but just reality shows doing those live
Yeah.
recap or live reunions, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, this is not necessarily the first live piece of content that Netflix has done, but clearly they're trying to do it more often and try it in a different way. And this reunion opportunity is a really good way to do it. But I think it'll be,
Yes.
I mean, first of all, I must say, this is a great season for Love is Blind to do this because, I mean, they have so many new kind of plot lines with just like the Zach and Bliss, him, proposing to two different people. And then we've got so many couples like flipping on its head. We've got the mean girls of Micah and Irina. Like there's so many interesting things for them to talk about.
Mhm.
With that being said, like with this live element, like I'm interested to see how they'll edit everything because I mean, actually, with that, I don't even think they can edit at all with it being live. Like, I don't know. This is definitely an opportunity for, like I was saying, all these different people, all these different topics to be kind of fleshed out in this a little bit of an unhinged kind of way. Do you think that anyone is going to take advantage of like the fact that this is live, the fact that they don't really have an opportunity to edit like they do, to just be a little wild? What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if any of the cast is a little maybe salty from the editing or the backlash and
Mhm.
really just saying
Mhm.
how they feel. I mean, oh, I would love that. It would be amazing. And also just seeing, I mean, I'm kind of
Right.
think of Shake. He's from season two, right? Deep D's couple.
Mhm.
And Shake was
Mhm.
on one. I could imagine if it was him at a live
Yeah.
reunion, he was already crazy with the edited version, right? Like he was just kind of really throwing things out there. So if anyone takes that
Right.
route, I mean, this could get real messy, and I don't know how the
It's
Lachey's are gonna
true.
be riling them in, you know?
Listen, let's talk about that. The Lachey's as hosts, because you mentioned before, the after the altar piece, but also like I think the show in general is just like they haven't really figured out how to like rein things in. And so when it comes to the the Lachey's, the hosts having to control like this live show, they don't have a chance to edit things out. They have a lot to manage, and I think that in the past, they haven't really known, like you said earlier, what to even ask, let alone what's going on. So I feel like when it comes to people like Irina, like Micah, I'm really looking for them to not let up, to for them to ask the right kind of questions.
Mhm.
So what are you looking for from the host? Like, what do you want to see differently going into this being like a live reunion show from the Lachey's?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important to note that these are, actors and musicians, they haven't been, hosting for really that
Mhm.
long. So, I mean, they're doing a great job for, they were kind of thrown into this and all of a sudden it's a hit show, right? They didn't even probably know that when they started this. So, I'm hoping they'll
Sure.
be really over
Sure.
prepared. I think they're going to have to, and to also realize that they can't just kind of slide over things to be able to really get answers from people. I think for me,
Mhm.
mostly, I want to hear the most from Micah. I don't want them to kind of just slide over it. And maybe they even have a segment where they
Yeah.
bring Irina in and we really dive in. And like, I want to know
Right.
like if there has been any secret hookups between other castmates since the show, like what's been, if there's any intermingling between the couples who didn't work
Yeah.
out, her friends, like her apology. Oh, I know, I need to
Yeah.
know it all. I need to know it all.
I need to know it all, and I think like I said, Micah is a main person that I really want them to kinda, like, hone in on and
Same.
really don't let up on her, go soft on her because I think she's someone that could fly under the radar, but she was pretty, like, I don't know, manipulative, she was pretty hypocritical just, with the Irina piece, she's going in on Irina for flirting with Paul, but she was clearly flirting with Kwame, and so I think, like,
Exactly.
last season, I felt like they were insanely soft on Bartise, and I'm like, "Guys, I need you to read the room, understand what the fans want, really dive in, and go a little bit tougher on these cast members. Like you are the host of the show, you're not their friends. Like you can go a little harder on them. So I'm definitely looking for them to dive in and ask those questions of like, what has happened since, like really filling in the blanks for us because I felt like again last season with the reunion show, it was kind of like confusing on like, just them not really asking, like, the follow-up questions that we would ask, you know what I mean? And so
Exactly.
with that being said, you actually mentioned something about After the Altar earlier, and I wanna talk about that because I
Hmm.
think with here's what I'm confused about, KG, like, clear it up for me, maybe you're kinda seeing it differently, but I'm a little confused on how they're going to have this live show, right? A reunion show. But, like, where does the After the Altar episodes fit in? Like, because in my mind, with previous seasons, they would film everything they would film the reunion show, and then they would film After the Altar, I guess, like, before that, but they would show like, I'm just like, what is the timeline of them actually, like? Because if they were to show After the Altar after this live reunion, but they filmed it before. You see what I'm getting at? Like the timelines are
Yes.
getting confused. So how do you see that working with After the Altar?
Yeah, I think they definitely have been listening to kind of the feedback the fans have been giving, and we've been, to say the least,
Mhm.
disappointed with the past two After the Altars. It's just so like behind. Like we already knew that those couples weren't working out. It was almost kind of painful and awkward to watch because it's like we know what's gonna happen, like what's going on. So
Yeah.
I really think if they still do the After the Altar, because I think with this live show, it's up in the air whether they will do that because of that. This kind of they're making a change, and we could see that this is the first step of it, and it'll be interesting to see what the following
Mhm.
steps are. For me, what I'm hoping is after the altar, it happens. First
Mhm.
scene, we open up and it's the live reunion saying cut, and they're all walking away from their
Ah.
couches. We're getting some first
Okay, okay.
like fresh feelings from it as they're walking off, cameras following them. Is there
Mhm.
gonna be another confrontation? I don't know, maybe. And then like especially even just like Real Housewives, reunions are such a huge like pillar there, right? They could really make this into that, and it's like a
Mhm.
whole other arc of like dramas that maybe happens, accusations that happen on the
Right.
reunion and the fallout of that, and seeing them, it just
Yeah.
makes so much more sense, and I think people will be a lot more
Mhm.
intrigued,
It
especially if
would.
people were really feeling this reunion, to kind of connect that reunion of
Yeah.
like this is what happened next. That's what I want to watch.
You painted that picture beautifully. I
Thank you.
would love for that to happen. I think also, like, even in some of the other reality shows, like The Ultimatum, I felt like there were times where you can tell that they weren't filming they were missing things. They weren't filming everything,
Yes.
right? And so there were times where I was feeling like, "Are you guys, like you guys aren't even showing me everything, or you guys are kinda, like, leaving me out in the dark of, like, what actually happened." Like, things are happening, you guys aren't capturing it. And so I think this is a good opportunity for them to kind of, like you said, like fix that and really like iron that out. And for them to start filming right after this live reunion show, and we keep kind of seeing the story continue there, I think that would make a lot of sense. If they tried to show us the live reunion show, what's happening right here, right now, and then show us something that we know has already happened in the past, like it would just be super weird. Like I felt like in season 2, it was just really jarring to know that like Jared and Ayana are already getting a divorce, but on the after the altar, we're seeing them like talk about their marriage. It's like it doesn't work. So if they're gonna do this live reunion show and it's gonna be a success, they've got to do it the way that you just painted because otherwise it's just gonna feel like you guys think we're dumb. Like this is just weird. I don't want to
For
watch
real.
that. And so either they do it the way that you just said, or they just completely cut after the altar. But one of the things I wanted to throw out there that I feel like would help this live reunion show be even better is if they
Mhm.
had a live studio audience. Because
Ooh,
back in the
that'd be
day when
fun.
I would be watching like the old MTV reunion shows or even just like live shows, period, the audience kind of brings this energy to it and they bring this element to the live show that you feel like as a viewer you're like, I don't know, it just there's something
Represented.
special about it that kind of adds to the energy. Yeah. So do you think that we might actually see that? What do you think about that?
I love that idea. Do I think we'll see it?
Mhm.
Probably not. But I do think you kind of mentioned like reading the room, right? The Lachey's kind of maybe having trouble with
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
Maybe if like us fans
Yeah.
representing us are in that room and we get some boos, we get some like claps, like maybe the Lachey's will be like, oh, okay,
Right.
I see where this
Right.
is headed. Let's go in, let's back off, let's ask this and kind of feed off the energy of the fans. And,
Mhm.
hopefully fans
Mhm.
can have the same opinions, I guess, as what we're seeing in like the social media
Yeah.
reaction. And we said going in on Micah, I
Mhm.
also like I kind of want them to go in on Kwame too. I think both of them have been kind of the most
Ooh.
what is the not
What do you want
paralyzing,
them
what's
to ask
oh,
Kwame?
polar. I want them to ask him about Married at
Polarizing,
First
yeah.
Sight. Polarizing, yeah, that's the right word. Thank you. I Married at First Sight. This is his
Mhm.
second marriage show. What's his explanation? I want to
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
how did that experience lead him into coming to Love is Blind? And really like lean in, like if
Right.
there's some not good intentions, you're going to see that through the answer, I think. And
Mhm.
also
Yeah.
really honing in on Chelsea being the second choice and how he'll react to
Mhm.
that now. Like
Mhm.
maybe even just like questions more of like, okay, so you already answered these questions on the show, right? But now after watching
Right.
back, do you see this, and this?
Mhm.
So kind of leaning in
Yes,
on
they
their
need to
watch
kind
back,
of
the fan
yes.
reaction.
KG, what you're getting at is what us Bachelor fans call, "Are you here for the right reasons?" I need them to ask those type of questions. They need to kind of break the fourth wall a little bit. I think that's something that the Bachelor franchise does really well, is they kind of are comfortable with breaking that fourth wall and bringing in the social media aspect of fans, what we think,
Mhm.
our opinions into the reunion shows, into the after show, so that we really get a sense of like, yes, okay, relief, you're asking the questions that I want. So they really have an opportunity to do that. But I think with that being said, I am nervous that especially if they have a live audience, I'm nervous that there are certain people who will chicken out on showing up to this live reunion
Interesting.
show. Like even in the promo, there were certain people that I didn't necessarily see, and I was kind of getting nervous. Like I didn't see Irina. I
Mm.
didn't. Well, did I see her? I don't remember seeing her. I don't remember seeing Bliss. Like I'm nervous on first of all just the ending of certain couples that I root for. But then, I'm nervous that there are certain people who won't show up. Do you have the same sentiment? Or are you kind of like, what are you thinking about that?
Yeah. I could see them using Irina as like a later on tool to like promote the reunion, like kind of taking not giving us it
Interesting.
all at once. You know what I mean? Can we talk really
Hmm.
quick? Because just I haven't talked to you about this yet.
Yeah.
Zach's hair in this
What's
teaser,
up?
like, did you see? He's got curls. It's
Yes.
huge. Like he's got a beard. He looks
The
like a
hair,
mountain
the
man.
beard.
That
He
kind of looks like a
and
breakup beard, Kayla.
KG,
Kind of looks like
It
a
looks
breakup
like a
beard.
breakup beard, and that's what I was
Matt.
going to say, is like, I didn't see Bliss. Zach's got this mountain man beard. I'm getting nervous. I'm like, Matt James is giving me flashbacks. Matt James when him and Rachel
Exactly.
weren't together
Oh,
and he
that
had
was
that huge
terrible.
beard at first. Yeah. So do we think
But
do
yeah,
we think we'll
had to
see
bring that
like a
up.
live breakup? Do you think we'll see a live breakup,
Ooh.
or what do you
I
think's
mean,
gonna
yeah, I mean, we
happen?
could get some after the final rose vibes, like having those like one, maybe
Mhm.
like one-on-ones. Like, you were seeing them all like in past reunions. They're all on the couches, like Real
Yeah.
Housewife style. What if we did more after the final rose
Mhm.
style and specifically had those segments, put them in like a hot seat and have those individuals have like a
Yeah.
conversation versus more of a conversation between
Mhm.
the hosts and them. And another thing I've been seeing on social media
Mhm.
too, I don't know if you saw it, is the Hamiltons, the most
Mhm.
beloved couple from season one, Lauren Cameron, right? I think those are
Yes.
their names.
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
like,
Mhm.
wouldn't they be just bomb as the hosts? Like, and they could
They
relate to
would.
them on a level where it's like,
Yes.
dude, I did this too. And I
Yes.
think it could even help them open up more in that setting
Mhm.
versus, that's Nick
Mhm.
Lachey from 98 Degrees, That's a little bit more like,
Right.
you know?
So true. And you know what? Either
I would
way,
love
what
that.
I want from what that would be, I mean, as a fan, I would love to see that. I think they could
Same.
have an opportunity to be have a different element as hosts that Nick and Vanessa don't have.
Mhm.
But something that Nick and Vanessa do have that I feel like I want them to bring more to their hosting aspect of the show is like you've been married for a while. Like you
Yeah.
guys have gone through a great marriage and you have a successful marriage. Like give a little bit of like couple therapy, like sit down like you were saying, have hot seats with people and really like dive into the deeper elements of what was going on, especially with couples like Jackie and Marshall. Like I need them to add
'Cause
like
that's deep what's
value
going
in
on
that
there.
way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And that there are some depths going on there and they could definitely offer
Yeah.
like couple advice, just straight personal advice that I think we haven't really seen yet on the show. So, I love the idea of a hot seat. I love the idea of kind of separating and really giving space and time to certain people and just kind of going that extra mile. That's what I want to see in this live show. So, before we wrap up, any final thoughts on how you think this reunion is going to go? Do you think this will be a success? Do you think this is a good idea for them to do?
I really think it's going to be success, whether it goes well or it doesn't go well, right? We love to see I think it's just the authenticity, like social media, the authentic,
Mhm.
like we're just in
Mhm.
a different time now. And I actually was watching Chicks in the Office the other day, and they called Love is Blind like
Love
appointment
them.
TV. It is now the show to watch on
Mm.
Netflix. And so why not like
Yeah.
them just making the show better and better? And, we had Shake.
Mhm.
I brought him up earlier from season two. He just like took
Mhm.
over, right?
Mhm.
And I love a little bit of that messiness, but it
Yeah.
needs to be organized, And so I'm really
Sure.
just hoping that Netflix has such like a gem in this show, and let's just make it better and better because
Mhm.
I think we've only
Yeah.
scratched the surface of what that show could be.
Absolutely. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. I think this is their 4th season. They're clearly trying something different to level up with this live reunion show. They need to also
Yeah.
notice their mistakes and try to rectify them. And so when it comes to I think it really just it lies on the shoulders of Nick and Vanessa. They have to be the moderators. They have to hold the
Hmm.
reins as the hosts and steer the ship. Like yes, there's going to be ebbs and flows because your cast is very opinionated. They're all different. I mean, with Shake, like you said, he just completely bulldozed that reunion. So that can't happen again. They really have to make a difference in this reunion show. And with it being live, there's a little bit of pressure for them to really not mess up on that because they can't edit it out. So
They
we'll have
cannot.
to see how it
I'm banking
goes.
on that.
I'm curious. I'm banking on it. Like you said, whether it's good or bad, it's going to be a success that everyone is probably going to be tuning in Sunday, April 16th.
Hmm.
So we want to know what you guys are thinking of this whole live reunion announcement, how you think it's going to go. Will it be a success? Will you hate it? Will you love it? Will you watch it either way? Let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget before you go to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so you don't miss out when we have panels like this and more videos like this here at Shared News. I'm Kayla Thompson, joined today by Kayla Galloway. We love to connect with you guys, so come follow us on Instagram and TikTok. That wraps up today's panel. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you very, very soon. Bye.